About 2 weeks ago, I was playing a game of Pictionary with my family. Now, it was my turn to draw, so I went up to the board, pulled out a card, and my word was Texas. Okay, Texas. I mean, that should be pretty easy. I've lived in Texas my whole life. How hard can it be? So I pulled out a black marker, and here's basically how it looked. I started out with just a straight line here. I knew Texas had that. Then we did the top, went down, tried to kind of lead to the bottom here. Kind of looks like a sailboat. Remember, there's a point at the bottom. And this is basically how my Texas looked. Bit of a fail. Nobody guessed it, and I ended up losing the round. But not only that, after the round was over, everybody started roasting me at how bad I was at drawing Texas. So that night, I sat down in my room and I drew Texas over and over again, just determined to get better at drawing this state. I came up with little mind tricks to get more consistent at drawing the same shape over and over and over again. And over the next few days, I started to improve. And I'm not sure if you could tell from my whiteboard drawing, but I'm not exactly an artist. So if I can learn how to draw Texas, then I think you can too. All right, without further ado, here's my definitive guide on how to draw Texas. We'll start with a backwards L shape. Now this backwards L is pretty much going to determine the size of your Texas. Next up, we're going to do another horizontal line, and this one's going to be just slightly shorter than our first horizontal line, maybe about there. And then we'll bring one last straight line. This is our last straight line of the entire drawing. It's going to go straight down just above the halfway point of this line here. So maybe to about there. All right, now this part, we kind of have to eyeball it. It's this line of Texas. This is really the only part you have to eyeball. And again, it kind of depends on how big you made this backwards L. So I'm just gonna go for it. Kind of just do, down, 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 just like that. It's a little bumpy. The less perfect, the better it's gonna look. All right, now before we move on, let's go back to the beginning. And Texas has a little point to the left, right? It has this line that kind of goes down, back up, and then down again. Now, the line actually goes back up right where this line is. So about here, I'd say. And that kind of lets you draw this line. And as you can see, once you put this little point here, Texas really starts to come together. You can really see the rest of the drawing. And if I was playing Pictionary, I'm pretty sure we'd get some guesses for Texas at this point. Anyway, let's go back over here. So if we take this kind of messy line and we go to the very middle, that's going to be where our little point at the very bottom of Texas is going to be. Maybe about here. And you kind of got to eyeball it vertically, but that's going to line up the middle of this line here. So this is going to be almost a horizontal line this way. Just pointing slightly up. And then the other line will be maybe like this. And that's kind of our point of Texas. That's a little bit too fine of a point, a little too precise. So like I said, if the messier you make it, the better it's gonna end up looking. And now pretty much just connect the dots. So I'm just gonna connect these lines here and kind of connect these here. And there you go. There's Texas. Pretty great. And you can do this really quite consistently if you just practice just a little bit, honestly. So there you have it. That's how you draw Texas. So be careful with this information. Could be dangerous. We don't want it to get in the wrong hands. If everybody could draw Texas, then it wouldn't be special, right? You can impress people with this, though. Seriously, if you go out and you say, and you draw a picture of Texas, you say, hey, you try. Guarantee they're not going to be able to do it. So, anyways, that's all I've got for you today. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.